Namaste, people. Uh, Today we are here to discuss about the benefits of having video VMS surveillance in your business. So today I have with me Polina, Vlad, and Anshul to talk us through the whole conversation and how the businesses can help through using VMS.
Yes,
So
namaste everyone, and thank you for having us today at this podcast. We are really appreciate that opportunity, and let's discuss more why VMS is an essential tool for your business.
great. To begin with, I would like to understand for people who don't know, like they have businesses set, but they are still not willing to adapt to the new technology which is coming up. So I just wanted to understand your guys' perspective in terms of why VMS is very important for businesses today in the contemporary terms.
Yeah, okay. Namaste, everyone. First of all, thanks from my side as well. It is quite exciting for us because it is our first real-time podcast with the Kavita company. And yeah, definitely about the role of video management software in today's business processes. Based on our experience as a vendor of video management software, today this solution is like equally or mostly used as a solution for business optimization processes than for security measures. Yeah, initially it was used and developed, and particularly eCortex was developed mostly for solving some security tasks, but then working with the market in more than 85 countries, we saw the demand from the market that yeah, it is important. The customers, they want to cover not only security but business optimization task with the video management software. And why it is so? First, because like there are today there are a lot of information which is proceeded, which should be proceeded by some some companies, some operators, and so on and so forth. And of course, having some systems with the dozens or hundreds of cameras, there is always a human factor, yes. And so it is not always possible to control everything by having a few operators, a few guards, and so on and so forth. And that's why the demand is increasing. And moreover, today we have done, in comparison with the 10 years ago, yes, time period, today there are even more tasks that should be solved for businesses, for example, for retails, for offices. Requests for different solution, they also increased. Yeah, and like of course the main point of any business is to decrease their costs, they optimize their, let's say, cash flow. Yeah, and that's why they need to decrease their costs for security solutions and so on and so forth,
Correct.
right?
Okay.
That's why video management software with video analytics is what helps them to to let's say, to make better all their processes. It's like a support to what they have already, right? So
Okay.
that's briefly in general about our experience and overview of the market.
So I'd like to break it down your uh, thing. So basically we can say that it's more about two broad things. One is how you can improve your business efficiency and how you can enhance your security. So these are the major broad aspects. And in terms of Anshul, I would like to get some Indian context to you from you that how we can enhance these two things and how we can position like for business efficiency. Like for me personally, I didn't see VMS as a business efficiency, how you can grow as a business through this using this software. So I just wanted to understand the Indian context of how you see this market growing.
Thanks, Akar. Namaste, Sasriyakal, Adab, Kento. India. Yes, so Akar, it's very good that we are talking about this subject, and as told by Lad, I think so. We have seen a revolution change in the CCTV or the surveillance industry. So
Hmm.
right from uh, having different set of equipments working apartly, remotely, no kind of a centralized mechanism. So that came up with another software which was CMS. Then CMS was limited to some activities. So VMS came into picture where not only viewing the centralized thing, it was more like doing some kind of an automation, doing some kind of an
Hmm.
analysis onto it, reducing the cost of people actually sitting and watching and waiting for the events to happen. So if you see in the earlier stages, if something like a license plate reader is working, so there actually people used to sit and look for the violation happening and then press a button to take the snapshot. Now these all were not available in high-end VMS. So automation and the event management which came up into the video management software was much better. And that's how you can be much more efficient with lesser staff. You can do more productivity, and moreover, actions can be taken pretty fast. So that's why I feel that yes, the VMS is a very plays a very important role in your business.
Great, Anshul. Thank you. So I understood that VMS will, in Indian context, in terms of it is evolving day by day. It is evolving, and technology is getting integrated in businesses every day. So as in Indian context, we are growing. We are at the adaptation stage in terms of new technologies like this. So I just wanted to, for the viewers also, I wanted to understand and make for helping them understand. I just wanted to understand if you guys can also pitch in, Paulina and Vlad. I just wanted to understand how can business efficiency improve through VMS? Like any specific numbers, any stats would help the viewers in terms of understanding the insights into how it can improve the efficiency of a business.
Um, yes, sure. We have some examples, from example, from retail area, because when we are talking about business efficiency and VMS in it and analytics, maybe video analytics, retail is what come to our mind first. And from our experience all around the world, we have some numbers that, for example, video analytics helps to reduce shoplifting by 75% and can help to increase your revenue by 5%. So for this task, in demand such analytics as face recognition to catch some shoplifters, for example, or fullness check to see that your items are on the right places, and for example, counting people in a queue to improve your customer service efficiency.
Yeah. So this is what I wanted to add regarding the service part of particularly retails and other business facilities, like other chains of like yeah, retails, shops, restaurants, and so on and so forth. Because service is what generates revenue from customers, and what is more important, it creates a loyalty from your audience, from your customers. Yes, and such solutions like quite, I would say they are quite narrow and specific solution as people counting in queue, which Paulina mentioned by herself, right? And which allows to, let's say, to proceed the flow of people who go to a store. Yes, not to let them not to wait for a long time when they are when they make a purchase. Yes, and so increasing their loyalty, yes, allows to save your current customers and, for example, improve, not improve, but attract new ones. Yeah, and such solutions, for example, as heat map density, right? Which allows to optimize logistic in a store. Yes, when you see the area in your store, in your in some other object, for example, I don't know, museum or something like this, cinema, and you see to which promotional banners or in which stores your inside of a supermarket, for example, your customers go often. Yes, and it allows for those managers of those stores to optimize their space, to optimize their logistics, and, for example, to make the most used banners in different place. Yes, to once again to increase the flow of their customers and eventually to potentially increase their revenue. So that's why there are actually a lot of tasks to be solved, and day by day there are more and more. And we, together with the Kevitak, we receive different requests, yes, which we also allow to cover with the solutions which your Aquatics provides.
Awesome. So
a little bit, I would also like to add on.
Sure.
Since Akar, you have been talking about the Indian market, let me be more specific onto the Indian
I was also going
market.
to say that. Yeah.
So good things mentioned by Paulina and Lad. So let's look at the Indian market. So retail is definitely one segment that we talk much about because there's a lot of movement in the retail segment. Now, if you look at the the manufacturing segment, um, in the manufacturing segment also you need a lot of regulations are there. Like you're wearing your hat or not, you're wearing your uniform or not. So basically, to attend to those kind of things, you need a lot of manpower to do that. Resources allocated to see whether they are in their uniform or not, whether they are wearing their hard hats or not. So that also can be done directly by the VMS itself. So no need to allocate a manpower or a resource to that particular kind of a event. So that can be well utilized. That person, that resource can be well utilized somewhere. So that's how you can improve onto your productivity. So manufacturing is one segment that we are talking about. So like this, there are many segments. If you talk about public places where you find that you need a lot of resources from the police department. There also you can reduce their load by implementing these kind of video management softwares which have got artificial intelligence and machine learning in it. So that helps in not only grow in each sector, but also it allows you to manage your resources well.
Great. So what I could understand from both of your views were that in India, at least in Indian context, we have a problem of plenty. We are huge in numbers. So when it comes to retail, when it comes to malls, super malls, I think this kind of solution will work efficiently for people. It's just that the matter of understanding for people to learn it first and then adapt it slowly and gradually. So I just wanted to understand how easy it is to install this kind of things, this kind of solutions for a layman. In layman terms, how difficult or how seamless is it for people to get this kind of solutions installed at their places? Let's say we are talking to retail people or manufacturing, like Anshul said. So I just wanted to understand what is the process of adapting to this technology.
I guess for our customers, it's really convenient that we have VMS and analytics in one product, and it's easy for them to install one distributor for their systems and have all running well. But I guess Vlad will tell more about it because he's personally do it.
Yeah, actually, about how easy it is. First of all, like user friendliness, if we are talking uh, about your cortex particularly, so user friendliness is the point that we are working on, like every day to improve, yes, to make it more user friendly. Because as you said, Akar, by yourself, and as we mentioned, that like. Let's say people who are involved in management of some uh, businesses like supermarket stores and so on and so forth, who for example who don't have an experience of working with some uh, complex IT solutions. They should have an access, and they should have complete understandable understanding of what is happening in their system. Yes, that's why. So how it works on our site, Yakort is a server-based solution, and what you need is just to get a distributive, just to download distributive of our software from the website. Yes, to get the license of with the required type and with the required features, and actually just to install in your server, and that's all actually. And then you can easily connect your cameras, and then to perform all the required tasks, like just activate required video analytics features, and set automation scenarios. And actually, it is quite easy. We have our user-friendly client application.
So,
Yeah,
so there are
and
separate modules. Yeah. So there are separate modules for, yeah.
yes,
So
exactly,
specific to
exactly.
requirement, if somebody listening to this podcast
Mhm.
is an owner of a manufacturing unit, there are some separate modules which they can specifically use. And let's say if somebody is from retail business owners, so
Mhm.
they can, according to people counting, heat mapping. So the
Exactly.
modules are separate. So that's the best part, I think. That's the best part for people to tailor make and customize their solutions. So, and with the in regards to Anshul, I would like to ask you in terms of the modules. So, how difficult is it for people to understand here in India?
So, Akar, as rightly said by you, so there are, the ease of a VMS should be that the user should be able to configure things easily without any kind of a high level support. Plus, they should be able to decide what is necessary for them or what module is important for them. So, likewise, in this EOCortex VMS, we have made it very simple. It's like even a layman can go ahead and tell us, okay, I need to view 100 cameras, I need specific analytics, I need face recognition. Very good. So the module name is face recognition. He says, I want to detect whether uniforms are there or not. So the module is uniform detection. So the modules and the licenses have made in such an easy way for people to understand and implement easily. Even a layman can do it. Again, I'm telling the same, repeating the same thing, but even a layman can do it. Just for an example, I'll give you. Lately, I've been just doing a POC for one of the customers where they have never seen EOCortex. They have not had any kind of training from us. And within a day's time, he was able to add over 60 cameras into his server. Only assistance that he needed was the license activation from our side. He could install it, he could configure. He's adding day on day. He's going on adding cameras into it. So it's that easy. I mean, no professional training is not required for that kind.
Yeah, great. And what about the usability? Like, is it accessible through phones? Because business owners usually are like always on the go. So I just
Uh,
needed to understand whether this the because scalability will also come with accessibility. So we need to deliver those kind of solutions because people are looking for solutions which are compatible across devices. So I just need to understand whether it is compatible or not.
yeah, exactly. Thanks, Sikar, because this was the point that I wanted to mention. Because we're discussing user friendliness, and we also previously we focused on the aspect when a user starts like using the system, like installing the system. Yes, but it is also important to provide user friendliness, so so users could like use the system for days, weeks, months, and years, right, of operating. And that's why how it is implemented in neocortex. We provide, first of all, there are client applications that you can use on your laptop, which is connected to the server where licenses are installed and cameras are connected. Then it is also possible to manage the system using web client application, right, like in your browser, for example. Yeah, and which is more important, so all we have phones in our pockets, yes, each of us.
So
And
Android and iOS both.
yes,
Yes.
both iOS and
Great.
Android. So it is possible to just install EOCortex client mobile application, right, which is also free of charge. Yeah, and to connect to your system just while your phone sitting on your chair, being at home at any place. And which is more important, it is possible to set multiple automation scenarios for separate video analytics models, as you mentioned, like for example face recognition, or I don't know, people counting, and so on and so forth. Yeah, and being at home, you will see some notifications, for example, that this person was recognized in your office.
Yeah.
He just came to your office, for example, and so on and so forth. Yeah, and that's why you can set some notification, like receiving email, or for example receiving a message on Telegram. Yeah, and the thing that I was talking about is about availability to get an access to the system using phones. So as I mentioned, there is opportunity to download the mobile application, and also it is possible to set automation scenarios in neocortex for different video analytics models, like for example face recognition. Yes, and being far from your system in another, like in another place, in another city, in another country, it is
Hmm.
possible to receive like messengers, emails, yes, to your phone, and keep in touch with the system at from any place, actually. So, and this is what we provide as a user friendliness for users who work with the system after installation, yes, for many time.
Hmm. Great. Basically, so I could understand everything from your input and Anshul's input. I just wanted to understand, like, I understood it is user friendly. I understood it is scalable. Whether it is to 10 cameras or whether it is 100 cameras, it doesn't matter. It is scalable. So in terms of Indian context, Anshul, I would like to understand, so what are the hesitances people face during when we go to people, and what are those hesitants, and if we can answer those in a way which can help people at large, and hesitance in adopting VMS in their business.
Exactly, that is the point. The human nature is where they don't, they are not ready to accept new technology easily
Hmm.
because they are afraid that they may get stuck up into this somewhere. So that's why with your cortex we have made it so simple that uh, it's not a bothering for you that okay, there's something new technology. If I'll implement, I'm going to be stuck up. My management is going to fire me if some problem
Hmm.
happens. So that's the major part, that people don't accept new technologies. And uh, yes, now slowly they are, because the requirement has started coming in from the management and from the regulations and security department, that yes, these norms are to be followed. So implementation would be required, acceptance has to be there, and moreover, if you don't adopt to the new technology, you can never go ahead.
Correct.
So apart from this, just we were talking about connectivities and the ease of use. Lad missed out one point. Sorry, Lad. I'll just add that over here. The When you talk about an ease, what is the ease? You know, Today, if you look at many platforms, they have started giving you some kind of voice response systems, So going ahead, we have already Ear Cortex has already taken that in mind, and their application, which is mobile driven, has EVA support. You can actually talk to it. Okay, EVA, show me camera number so and so, and the camera pops up in front of you. So that is the ease that we are talking about. So voice response is already there. So it's there. If you would like to add onto it, I think so you can add something onto it also.
Yes, it should be easy, but not simple, I guess, because our analytics, our VMS is so actually for enterprise solutions, and it's not simple. It has advanced features, advanced analytics for any task. We just create it that way that people will use it with ease.
You mean like it is as a complex solution, as a
Yeah.
complex solution from the point of view of algorithms and like operation of neural networks, it may be used very easily and available for end users.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
That's right.
Great,
Exactly.
guys. So to conclude this chat, I would like to ask just one or two things from each of you, like the key takeaways, like how can people in general in Indian context, how can they reach out to if they're listening to this and if they want to reach out to adopt this technology, adopt and use this technology, how can they reach out to you guys and how can we slowly and gradually move towards a country where people and businesses are using this technology and how can we make it easy for them?
I would say that first of all, we are already making it easy for the market,
Correct. Hmm.
for the international market, for the market of India particularly, yes. And so what is required is just to take it in hands and try to play with it, yes, to install on your laptop, on your real CCTV system, right? And just to see how easy it is, in fact. Because yeah, as Anshul said, I think there is something in humans' mind that this solution seems kind of complex, and it takes a lot of time for estimation to study and so on and so forth. But so we may say that maybe it was like this many years ago, but today, and this is how we see the market. So it is important to provide that user friendliness that we are talking about today. Yeah, and that's why today this technology is like it doesn't take how hours and days of your time to understand how it works, to integrate it in your system. Actually, it takes, in fact, it takes just some, even a couple of days, and Anshul can confirm that from our experience when we start testing with the customers. So it makes them it makes them understand that. So it is easier than that I thought previously. Yeah, and that's why what is important, what is necessary is just to take the system and play with it. Try to
Yeah.
use it in real action. Anshul may also add from
So it's just
his
about breaking
experience.
that shackle of I'll not adopt this technology, I'll not do that. It's just breaking that shackle and just doing it, just start doing it. I think that's
Yeah,
what's stopping people. And I think once we start showing the benefits and once we start slowly and building case studies here in India, people will that multiplier effect will start happening and it will happen. We just have to be patient with it. And Anshul, key takeaways from if you want to add and if people want to reach out to Cavitech, will it help people and how can they reach out to us? If you can just add that.
Yes, yeah, thanks again for this. Reaching out to us is very easy. You'll be even getting the information after the podcast. We are already there. We are there on Instagram. We are there on Facebook. We are there on all social medias. Um, yes, we do, have intermediate trainings and
Hmm.
you know more podcasts will be there. You'll have more of advertisement on the social media from your Cortex also saying that we have a webinar, attend our webinar. So those kinds of activities are already in. Uh, Now, once you reach us, we are always there. And to take it ahead, like I'll just give you a pattern that we have been following for the few months now is that once a person reaches us, we contact them, we take them through the presentation and a small demonstration of the product. Second, once they look at the ease of the software, they definitely start and ask us, can we have a demo in our own premises? Yes, we do give you the demos in your own premises. Reach us out again for that. We will install a demo license in your premises. Required server is available over there. And once they start using it, it becomes very easy for them to understand what the software is, what is the ease, how you can configure, and how you can utilize it into your day-to-day work. So post that, it's just the estimation of the number of cameras, the number of facilities that you need, and the server which is required for that server and workstation. And that's it. I mean, like Lad was saying, the cycle is very small. Once you have the feel, it is few days that you may convert it into valuable proposition. So, and yes, one thing again that was there that adaptation will be much more now because people will start seeing the ease and the kind of flexibility that the software has.
Correct.
Before passing it on to one thing which was missed out, which I would really like to mention over here, it is highly scalable. We are not, first of all, we don't work on cameras. We work on licenses. So we don't work on a specific make of camera. It's not bound to any camera. It could be used on any camera, any make, and you can start using it and do analytics onto it. And you can start as low as the number you decide and as high as the number you again decide. Yes, we have that kind of a strength also where, in many of the cases, we can build up a very huge license for you, which has all capabilities, all analytics into it. And we can give it ready, to serve you onto it. Um, that's it. I mean, that's how
Correct.
it's easy and
All in all, I think there is a lot of clarity, at least in my head, as a layman, as a person who is in this industry, but not a primary user. I can influence people. So even people who are listening to this, who are influencing the decision makers, I think this will help people a lot in terms of the benefits of having VMS in their place. In any business, it can work, it can customize, and it can scale. So yeah, all in all, I think I come out of this conversation as more wise in terms of how I can also influence my friends who are there, and it's a slow process, but it's a gradual process, I think, and we are getting there, and we are here to try our best to deliver the best solution which we can. So yeah, so that's about it, guys, and thank you so much for your time, and thank you, Vlad, thank you, Paulina, thank you, Anshul. Thank you so much for joining and giving us your insight into this world and delivering the value which we are wanting to deliver. And I hope we continue this series with specific content also sometimes. This was majorly to introduce VMS to people here and listeners here. And that's about it from my guys, from my end.
Yeah, thank you for arranging this podcast. Yeah, definitely we will provide more and more information. Yes, to let our partners, customers, users of your Cortex to understand more how it will help in their life, like entirely business optimization, security, and so on and so forth. Because there are also many information about, for example, our use cases and so on and so forth. Thanks, Anshul, for sharing your experience. Yeah, and uh, good to see you in the next episodes.
Yes, thank you so
Sure,
much.
guys.
Already looking forward for our next podcast, our
Yes.
next topic.
Thank you so much, guys. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye bye. Have a nice time ahead.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, great. Bye.